Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. I am your slightly exhausted and caffeine tweaked out dungeon master, tormented by gnomes. Joining me today in this solo session, Ninja Man Matt, aka Darius Ravengard. Sup?
Hi there.
Yeah. That second cup of coffee, hopefully it'll kick in at some point soon. When we last left our heroes in the city of Baldur's Gate, sometime like a month ago in real time, they were in Jopalin's tea house.
Formerly Joplin's tea house.
Yes. Well, you haven't changed the sign on the door yet because the dust just cleared. Jopalin's tea house in Baldur's Gate was secretly drugging its customers. He would find vulnerable tea goers and poison their tea with moonflower, causing them to become addicted to the substance. They thought they were just really into Jopalin's particular strain of tea, when in fact they were actually addicted. The most desperate, who fell all the way down the rabbit hole, were brought into a dank, dingy sewer entrance into the basement where they would hit the actual raw moonflower drug. Darius and company have had their eyes on this place for a while, and in a recent and difficult, protracted battle, they captured the place, captured Jopalin himself, defeated or scattered all of his minions, seized control of the tea house, which they intend to turn into their new base of operations. As we join our heroes, the dust from that battle has literally just barely cleared. They have Jopalin in custody. Darius is likely going to move around the city today, take care of some of his own errands, doing what must be done to turn the tea house into an operational base, and otherwise advancing his own nefarious schemes, while the rest of the party rests from their difficult battle and keeps an eye on the wily Jopalin and his minion Krant. So, Matt, what would you like to do?
Well, at this point, I think that, considering it's just going to be me today, I don't want to make a decision about this gentleman that my team wouldn't be able to take into account. So I feel like Darius is going to mostly slip away from this interaction and head out and get some things done. He knows that in order to make sure that this acquisition is going to take place well enough, we need to get some capital, because we had spent quite a bit on a few of our last errands, and we need to make sure that we are planning money up to make sure that this will transition nicely. So I feel that Darius is going to tap Rhea and leave with Darren and leave the rest of the party here. It probably makes sense if he slips over to Crozin, like, hey, I'm heading out for a bit. You keep an eye on things here, and I got to check on some things, and I'll be back. So at least somebody knows that, we're off and about and we'll return.
Okay. So you're going to bring Rhea with you, and you're going to bring Darren with you, and just tell the rest of the party that you're going to be skedoodling, right?
Correct. I think I'm not going to super bring that, just because, interaction-wise, I probably wouldn't tell Umberto, hey, I'm hijacking your Hellrider. I'd mostly leave a hey Crows and say sorry for me, rather than asking, hey, can I take Ray with me, kind of a thing, But I'm letting the party know that I'm going to be out and about. I'm not ditching them, and that I plan to return. I would probably say between the next 4 to 6 hours. They're pretty hurt, so I think all of us need a short rest. So I don't know if that's something that we could have done while we were all doing our interrogation, or if interrogating means we're not resting, and so we'd have to wait until that was done.
Interrogating is not resting. The current time is 9 a.m. You guys got an early start, and there's still a lot of day left. So if you'd like to take a rest.
Yeah, I think while I'm with the group, probably all of us take about an hour rest. We go lock Joplin up, make sure that he's put away. We all rest up and get our abilities, if we have them, and hit points back, and then we can head back out. And I figure I'll tell them I'll be back by evening, but could be sooner.
Okay, go ahead and give yourself the benefits of a long rest. When you're ready.
Short rest, right?
A short rest, yes. And then when you're ready, we'll break out into the city map, and you'll be free to wander.
We're going to break out into song, you say?
Exactly. And you'll be free to move about the city.
Glorious. Okay, let me get this all put together here. All right, it's been a second since I looked at it. Let me just see what comes back, if anything, on a short rest.
Do his cunning dice come back on a short rest?
I believe it does because we borrowed the maneuvers from the Battle Master to base these off of, and that came back on a short rest. So I'm pretty sure these do, but let me just double check. This is one of the things with playing this. If we feel like as a rogue, a short rest cooldown on these things comes back too soon, we can modify that. But I feel like shouldn't be too much of an issue. But that is for you to decide. Where the hell is that written?
This tough stuff about doing your own stuff, right?
Here we go. For a long rest. There we go. Okay. You have 4 cunning dice. Yeah, because they get less cunning dice than an actual Battle Master as they level up. So that's like kind of the trade-off. They do less damage, and they don't get as many of them. That's what we're playing with right now.
Works for me.
Cool. I do not get my luck back. I'm all out of luck, but I do have my. Oh, I can't actually see that. Oh, but I can see this. There we go. Okay.
You're also down to 25 hit points, so don't forget to spend hit dice.
Yes, I am going to spend. Let's see here. I have 4 hit dice. I think I'm gonna need at least 2. Let's just go ahead and just do them one at a time here, and see what happens. So click hit die, and bam, got a 5.
All right, 30 health.
That is not as bueno as I was hoping. All right, let's try that again. Ooh,
34 health.
Okay, not loving this. Let's try one more. Come on, give me a big one. Dad needs a new. Jesus. Well, all right, fine.
38 health.
2 hit points down and 1 hit dice left. I'm fine with that.
All right, that's
Just
not,
in case
not the worst.
I need it. No, it's not the worst. Okay, cool. Well, thank you. Worse than average dice rolls. That was lovely. And like I was saying, mate, until I get my update happen, I'm a little bit freezy, so I'm not going to be seeing chat. So if there's anything that's relevant to me, like disadvantage, or you don't have to tell me like if you make a pun about doors, you don't have to tell me those things. Just because it'd be nice to stumble into that. But if it's something I need to know, or if there's a particular shout out, just let me know, so that way I'm not ignoring people, if you don't mind.
I shall do that.
Glorious. Okay. So after we get our short rests, my plan, mate, is to basically start tackling a lot of these jobs and side quests that we had that I can actually take care of.
Let's go ahead and move you to the city now, so you can begin.
Yeah, please. Thank you very much. So I have been having Darius. Oh, did you want to explain anything new that we have here?
This is the current
time. Or is it just here?
This is information. Here's the tension level in Baldur's Gate. Here's your marching order. Here are your 2 different party groups.
That is very nice. I like that.
Here's the current time of year. Here's the weather. Here's the date, and here's the time. And
it looks like it's partly cloudy with no wind, but a fog is rolling over. Is that
correct?
Right?
There is fog in the city.
Nice. Oh, that's nice to see at a glance, I gotta tell you.
All right. So, meanwhile, you are at Jopalin's.
I feel like we're missing something right here, mate. Oh gosh, never mind.
Sorry. You just mean there's blank space in the interface?
I thought like your like face should be like right here.
That'll be the next enhancement.
Yes. Okay, let's see here. Everything is still loading because there's a lot on our map. There we go.
This is a very busy map, yes.
Oh my gosh, and there is a lot going on there, isn't there? Let's see. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful though. I miss this map. I need to get me one of these. Okay, so my ideas were as such, and I'm going to be I feel like I'm going to be going to a side alley to like plan some of this out. I'm going to pull oh gosh, Relia. It's pronounced Relia, right?
Relia, yes.
Relia. So I'm going to pull Miss Mantleworn over and explain to her, our current situation, and that as of now, the rest of the party needs to, keep an eye on Jopalin and kind of sort things out there, but we need to get some, cold hard cash. And I have some ways to do it. And I actually recently met a contact that she might be very interested in interacting with. My plan was to take myself and Rhea over to Rillin's Academy because learning from a master thrower is one thing, but learning from a giant armor sword wielding knight might be also a very cool thing. Even if they don't learn from her, fighting against an opponent like that is going to be very important for them? Because I feel like, I don't know for sure, but I feel like the way you described her, Rillen is more like a dex-based fighter. Is she like rapier or like longsword kind of a
Yeah,
thing?
she's a fencer. She's absolutely a duelist. But the
Yes.
thing is that her academy teaches a wide variety. Like she teaches her unique sword fighting style, but the
Yeah,
academy, likes to have people from different areas.
absolutely. And I'm sure going up against different enemies because
Hmm.
the enemy that you don't know is the one. What is that thing that you say? It's the slow blade that pierces the
Ah, it is the
shield.
slow blade that pierces the shield.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I was planning on heading there for a little while, especially because I feel like kind of morning or midday is best for this, considering
Hmm.
some of the stuff that I want to do is probably going to be a little more low light anyway, or at least getting there. So
Hmm.
probably starting here is, I'm assuming, a pretty good idea.
It's not a bad idea. Keep in mind, it's basically on the other side of the city, so that you will need to pass through the various districts.
That's true. Let's see if there's anything else that I would like to do on the way. I personally have been working on the Pale Coat Pillar case.
Hmm.
However, I feel like at this point I have kind of gotten as far as I can go solo.
Hmm.
Um, from what I'm understanding, again, Darius is not the brightest of fellows, but what I do know is that there is a noble house that had recently received a visit from a distant uncle. They brought loads of baggage with them. People have been acting strangely ever since he showed up, and apparently there was about a shellfish poisoning that afflicted the household earlier this year. That being said, I encountered a maid that the only thing she was muttering when I found her was not shellfish. I treated her at the Temple of Dawn, where they diagnosed her with life drain and necrotic damage. Shellfish, as far as I know, does not cause life drain and necrotic damage. Um, I I have a really good idea about what it is. I'm pretty sure that Darius does as well. But what I would like to do, if you don't mind, is I would like to roll a knowledge check of some kind to see if Darius can put that together. If not,
Rel-
I'll have to talk to my friends.
I will accept a religion or an arcana check.
I'm not proficient in either. Is that all right?
Yes, but the information you receive will be limited.
Yeah, I'm going to go with religion because that makes more sense to me considering my connection to Ilmater and just that what I'm thinking here. 8.
All right, you are not positive. You might have an inkling, but
Okay.
you cannot confirm it based on your knowledge.
Okay. I have an inkling that it is something very bad that I don't want to just charge into by myself. At the very least, my Batman senses are tingling, and I
Mhm.
think that there is something hidden down in that crypt that they don't want everyone to see, especially considering I offered to look for them and they declined. So there is bad stuff happening, and I feel like it needs investigating, just not by the three of us. Um, I think my plan, because we're right here, and the Blushing Mermaid is just to the northwest of us a little bit, mostly
Yeah,
north.
it's pretty
That
close.
should be where Captain Deadeye is.
Hmm.
Um, and I recently, as of yesterday, got him on our team, and so I think I'd like to pull him at some point for a little bit of help. I might end up doing Rillans at the end, just because, like you said, in terms of like timetable, this takes a long time. Um, Let me take a quick look here. I have ideas for Jonas Goodnight's Oasis, but that's not something I can do right this moment. That's going to take lots. Um, I liked the idea of chasing the firework thieves. That was a really cool idea. Also, going into the river veins would be a pretty decent idea right now. Likewise, I know that aside from these quests that we have, there were jobs and bounties. I think right now, jobs and bounties, just because that's quick cash and like a
Hmm.
quick thing, should be what I'm pursuing right now.
Those all start out
I
like
know.
for some of those you already have information that says, "Hey, meet me here, meet me there." But those are all basically operating out of Garmult's House of Mastery. That's where those jobs are all posted. So you can either
Yeah,
just look at the posting and be like, "Oh, I need to meet this person over here," or you can go to Garmult's House of Mastery to, talk to some of the fighters and mercenaries who live around there.
I wouldn't mind interacting with them a bit. I think what I want to do, considering I think Garmolds is pretty close to where I'm at. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
right
in
there.
Eastway.
I feel like I'll get my data first, and then I'll grab Captain Deadeye if I need it. Just because I feel
Mhm.
like, depending on what we're doing, I want to build up some rapport with him and actually be able to go on a couple of quests, get him a little money, make him feel like, okay, yeah, this is good. I'm being cared for and taken care of.
Mhm.
That kind of a thing. Alrighty, so I think let's go ahead and head to Garmel's House of Mastery.
Alrighty then. One moment while I process some secret stuff. And because of the way that time works in this game, this takes no travel time. Or like it takes like 5 minutes to walk over there.
Yeah.
Do you have control of the red pin?
I believe I do.
Go ahead. If you do, go ahead and move the red pin to Garmel's House of Mastery.
And because I'm staying in Eastway, do I proc anything or am I good?
Nope. You do not proc anything.
Oh, good. Thank the Elmotter. Thanks, Elmotter.
Okay, you arrive at Garmel's House of Mastery. It's part school and part alehouse, a wide three-story building that leans precariously over the streets of Eastway. It's run by an old agender martial artist named Garmelt. It offers martial training of all sorts for the city's would-be warriors, and it's a central hangout for the Bannerless Legion crew. The Bannerless Legion are the ones that Crozan joined and you sort of have proxy membership in, and they are mercenaries. They take all sorts of different contracts across the city. If you need a job and you don't necessarily want the Flaming Fist involved, the Bannerless Legion is where you want to go. So when you arrive, the atrium, the ramshackle 3 stories with their different, tavern bars and such, they all overlook the atrium, which has a sandy floor, and it's where the fights take place. All fights have to be consensual. They have to be, not to the death. People don't try to hurt anybody, non-lethal sparring, so on and so forth. So when you arrive, obviously there's a fight going on. There's always a fight going on. There's drinking going on. There's raucous stories being told. What would you like to do upon arrival?
I wanted to find specifically the older jobs, since I am looking forward to making sure I can get as much done as possible over the next few days between our main quest of adventures. So I don't want anything that's been here for a while to go undone. Also, I'm looking for specifically like the biggest paying ones to just get that done as well.
Okay, let's take a look at what we got here. So first off,
there are quite a few more here than I recognize, and I feel like there's some missing, unfortunately.
There should not be any missing. They all should be up to date. The only things that are missing are the really scary high-level bounties that would absolutely kill you guys.
Because there was one, I know we did a few of these, but there was a couple that we didn't get to that had to do with like someone's sister.
That one should still be there.
Here we go. Yeah, grave request. The death of my sister around a year ago left me in a bad place, and I fear I might have lost my mind. If you have no qualms about a bit of dirty work, I do not. Come visit them. Okay, I feel like that one. So here's my plan, mate. I want to grab a couple of these, probably no more than 3. That's a few, not a couple. And I want to ask around a bit, see if anybody knows, like, again, for instance, why hasn't this been taken? Is there a reason that either it's like, oh, it's beneath us, we don't really care, or, oh, we haven't gotten around to it, or, oh, no one's taken that because that guy's nuts. As soon as you come to this place, he'll try it. So just get any basis of information that would make sense for somebody about to go do something. I don't want to go into this blind, you know what I mean?
Okay. Nobody's really taking the grave request job just because it hasn't bitten anyone's interest. They're all looking for more obviously juicy payouts with more information up front. But there's nothing inherently wrong with it. I can tell you, upon further investigation, Fiddler and Kent's is located here in Heapside. Wait, I'm on the wrong layer. Located
very nice.
Here in Heapside.
Oh, very good. Okay, that's like in the route / on the way. That's good. So I guess what I want to do, mate, is I want to grab everything that's in Heapside and Brampton at this point, and Eastway, of course. Anything on this side of the world is what I'm going to be pushing for, since time is of the essence.
Let me see. Gate guards needed is at the Basilisk Gate, which is in Stony Eyes.
I was going to leave that, I think, for Crozan. That seems right up Crozan's alley. He's already done that kind of work. It would make sense for him to hold on to that. I don't want to take everything.
The next job, let's see, the giant crab infestation, that is, you go down to the riverbank and you kill some giant crabs, some giant enemy crabs.
Are we talking riverbank as in like the lower Brampton area kind of a thing?
Yeah, like lower Brampton, but honestly you end up going farther along, like the Kionthar River around Baldur and looks out to sea, more.
Okay, so literally we're going down this way. Okay,
Yeah.
Technically from where I'm at, does this general area count as like a district? Like, is this kind of like
Yeah, like
down
I'd essentially say, like, okay, from here to here, we're going to count that as a district worth of travel. From here to here, we're going to count that as a district worth of travel, even though those are not real districts.
Gotcha. Cool. I just wanted to make sure.
For sure. And it might be a little bit trickier.
Or we can count all of this as one district and it takes 5 minutes to move across it.
That's completely logical.
It's one district, right? That totally makes sense. It's not breaking the game. Why are you saying that, mate?
All right. I am trying to find the honey bakery.
This game has kind of made it easy for us. Look at this. We have like bank 1, bank 2, and then bank 3. Bam.
Oh, yeah. That's 100% how I'm doing that.
Bam, bam, bam. I love it. That works out super great.
Right?
All right. I like fighting giant enemy crabs. I also like the idea of doing these bounties here. I'm going to close this. I'll leave that one open. I want to find out a bit about Roshbar the Hammer and Abbie Walker.
And
all right. If this is something that I can do with a few friends, or if I'm going to need more help with these.
Okay, wanted Roshbar the Hammerer. So this is a 500 gold piece value bounty on this guy. Roll a check to get some information, whatever skill you think would be applicable, just to sit around, talk to people, etc.
Oh, I can certainly do that. My plan is yes, persuasion.
22. Nice.
Oh, by the way, I'm not here as Darius Ravengard. I'm in one of my my many slight disguises.
Absolutely.
Same one that I was here last time. I look like a not an old man. It's my go-to vagabond attire, using the miracle as a base, but modifying it to where I don't look like a cultist.
Right. Yeah, it's your hobo disguise.
My hobo disguise.
All right. So you have gathered that Roshbar grew up amongst some barbarians, the Uthgard barbarians. Eventually, he killed his partner. He joined up with an alchemist and a dwarven metallurgist. So he actually picked up some alchemy and some special forging techniques, and he worked with a dwarven partner and together they made special custom weapons. Until one day Roshbar killed his partner, went mercenary, and has clashed with the authorities ever since. With a 22 persuasion, you get the feeling that one of the reasons nobody's claimed this bounty is because he's sort of a fellow mercenary and they'd feel a little bit bad. But more importantly, he's kind of a badass. And the rumor is he's hiding out in the undercellar.
I heard of that. I heard of the undercellar. Where is do I know where that is, or is it just rumors?
You might have been approached at one point by somebody. The undercellar is a secret subterranean den of decadence that hides in the upper city. There are tunnels to it. Yeah. There's like secret tunnels all over the upper city that lead to the undercellar. And it's a place where it's like a drug den, it's a fighting pit, just general underworld. It's a gray market, a black market, general underworld shadiness. Supposedly it's where you can find anything. The other rumor is at Roshbar, there's a fighting club in the undercellar called the Blood Pits. Roshbar is believed to be earning his coin fighting there. And so one of the reasons nobody's come after him is because he's making money for the pit bosses. And therefore he has a little bit of protection.
By the way, mate, this thing for Woefully Wanted, it says alive or at least half of his body dead. Does that mean like unconscious, or literally bring back half of him?
Like if you kill him, no disintegrations.
Gotcha. So bring back things that we can use to see who they are. Gotcha. So bring back their head, stuff like that.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So alive or dead, but also don't disintegrate them. Okay, cool. Great. I can't do that yet, so.
Any other questions about Roshbar the Hammerer?
Do the people that I'm talking to right now, considering I'm smoozing it over with them, do they themselves know how to enter these fighting pits when you get to the undercellar? Have they done it themselves, since they're all part of the same, not same mercenary group, but they're all in the same circles? I'm sure some of them have gone there as well.
Yeah, between what you're able to glean here and your existing underworld contacts, I'm pretty confident that you could get into the undercellar. Okay.
And would this be kind of like a, hey, I heard there's fighting pits here, let's go? Or would I just punch somebody and go, yeah, what are you going to do about it? You want to fight me down there?
The fighting pits, it's like a formal arena with snacks and bedding and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay,
They
good.
fight
Yeah.
monsters. They bring in, they capture monsters and loose them on. Yeah.
Oh, so it's not person on person. It's like person on
I mean,
beast.
it's also person on person, but they have a wide
Gotcha.
variety of entertainment options available.
I just mean, for instance, if I was to go up against someone like the Hammer and they just happened to be felt during combat, that wouldn't be any issue on mine. These things happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, am I getting the sense from talking with them, like, for instance, it sounds like this person is powerful. They had allies that they ended up betraying, and they got some nice little juicy goodies from them. Is this the kind of person that Darius would feel confident being able to take in a one-on-one, whether it was fair or not? Or is this like I need to be very, very subtle about this and try and find this guy in a back alley kind of thing?
Roshbar is a badass. Roshbar
Okay.
is really, really tough. And he uses alchemical weaponry to enhance his power.
That sounds pretty pricey, but I like it. I need to find out about that. I also like doing things like that.
Any other questions about Roshbar the Hammerer?
Not about Rushbar.
Okay, what else
How
you
about
got?
Abbie? Miss Walker. I'd like to find out about
Miss
her.
Abbie Walker.
By the way, is Roshbar, is the bounty on his head because he killed those two people? Why is the bounty on his head?
None of these bounties specify.
Ah, with part of my check, could I ask, like, hey, who's looking for him? Who's paying this?
An anonymous. It's an anonymous bounty at this point, and they don't ask because they want to keep getting business.
Oh yeah, but I mean, so who's paying them?
Essentially somebody has a deal with the Bannerless Legion where there's a third party. Like, this is somebody contacted the Bannerless Legion anonymously, put up this bounty, they fulfill it and act as the middleman.
Okay, gotcha. So we don't find out who. It's okay. I'm not going to press that any further.
Yeah, don't worry about that too much. It's more of an optional tough fight / mini quest.
Perfect. No, that's great.
So as for Abbie Walker, she grew up in Waterdeep as the daughter of an infamous thief. She's been in fraud, grifting, blackmail, con artists, an insurance company, all sorts of stuff. And apparently, there's not a whole lot of details, but she had to dip in Waterdeep because a scheme went south. She fled to Baldur's Gate. She stole from the wrong people. She's believed to be in disguise somewhere in the city.
That's all we know?
That's all you know.
Oh goodness, she's in disguise somewhere. Okay, what is her calling cards? I know that people like this, as I am one of them, usually like to have some kind of a theme. They like to either leave something at the scene of their crimes. It's an ego boost. It's a pride thing. Does she have any contacts within the city that might know where she is? Does she have any family here? You said that she was pretty important in Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that she came here because she has some kind of a contact or someone that she could reach out to. There's got to be something that I'd be able to dig up.
No family, but if she's going into hiding, there might be guild operatives who she would go to for help, but she's not operating under the auspices of the guild. So if she went to anybody saying, hey, you got to hide me, you got to put me in your safe house, you got to sell me a disguise, etc., their loyalties would be divided.
Wait, I'm stuck in the Phantom Zone.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I'm out of the Phantom Zone. Yay.
Yay.
I last heard guild.
Yeah.
Where
right. So she's operating without the auspices or protection of the guild. Anybody who deals with hiding people, disguises, etc., would be your best contact. So as you go to different locations, there might be people you can talk to there.
Gotcha.
In specific locations or in specific lines of work.
And no calling cards or anything as far as I know.
She does her best to try to be sneaky, and not leave anything distinctive. But again, she's mostly a con artist, and she does some straight up burglary, but mostly she does con jobs and charlatan stuff.
Yeah, more so tricking people out of their money rather than stealing them. Right. Gotcha. Getting money the fair way, as we call it.
Exactly.
Not my fault if you didn't understand what we were doing here. Let's see here. Okay, the gate guards, I'm going to leave that alone. Giant crab infestation, I'm liking that one. Graver Crest. This is the one that we heard about pretty early on. This is one that people don't have a huge amount of interest in. Because Darius is really trying to make sure that the people of Baldur's Gate are taken care of. He wants to help both the great and the small. I'm going to take this one no matter what because I feel like it could be a thing that needs happening. Monetary distress. Our neighborhood has gone to the devil. There's only one man to blame. I cannot disclose more. Okay, that sounds like one I have to take as well. That pulls Darius's heartstrings. Monster hunters. I love the sound of this. The blood pits, master of masters, seeks hunters to descend deep into the tunnels below to capture new beasts for the hungry arena. Oh, is this the arena for that other? Oh, I can probably try to combo this at some point. That would be really good. Okay, so for this one, I need to seek a monster that is going to kill this guy, and then I just take his body and bring it back. That's the plan for this. I need to find something that is secretly dangerous, like some kind of poison or to weaken him or something. Okay, that's going to be a nice combo there. Let's see here. Next is package delivery. My usual helpers are sick, nay, wounded. So I need someone to deliver a few packages for me. Be at the sewer entrance in the alley across the purple worm on the morrow. Do not forget your weapons. Okay, where is the purple worm?
I am looking for it to see if I actually dropped it on the map or not.
Ooh, very nice, because this seems like a fun thing. It's also time sensitive, so I'm glad that I came here. By the way, is on the morrow, is that tomorrow or is that today? This was here yesterday.
That's in the morning. Just for the purposes of allowing this to be done whenever you want to do it, because it's not.
Gotcha. Cool. Very nice.
I don't know if I've placed the purple worm yet, and if I haven't, I'll just drop it somewhere convenient. It's definitely not in the upper city.
Keepside is purple.
Keepside is purple. Great. It's somewhere in Keepside.
Glorious. All right, that one sounds like a good one. What else we got here? Ooh, ruin exploration. That sounds amazing. I don't think I'm going to do that, though. Into the Mount construction team, Ancient Stone. Yeah, this seems like an actual dungeon, so I'm going to say no to that.
I'm just going to pull that up so that chat can see it. Let's see.
Oh, yes, please. Sorry, I don't think they can see what I'm seeing. I have them all pulled up, but
yeah, no, that's totally... No, they can't pull... They don't see what you see. They only see what I pull up on the player screen.
I pulled up a click of each of them, and I'm just kind of going through them.
I'm following along with you.
Oh, good. Very good. Yeah, I'm just going down the line as well. So, yeah, that one looks great. I love the idea of going and doing this. However, I feel like I need my group for this, and also I wouldn't want to go on a mission list without that. That would feel kind of bad. The next one is seeking healers. I am a member of a tight-knit community, and technically I am forbidden to post this note. Then why are you doing it? Since this is an emergency, I have to do it anyway. So please, if you are a healer, that's not me, come to the sewer entrance behind the Elfsong Tavern as soon as you can. I will be waiting. Well, that's a Robert thing, or kind of an Umberto thing.
Both of them would be ideal.
Oh, yeah, she can't lay on hands, can she?
No, she cannot.
Didn't think. Yeah, she lays on hands, but it's pain on hand. The teeth killer. Beware of the mad killer who prowls the streets to collect people's teeth. Oh my god. If you find corpses missing their teeth or want help with the investigation, please visit Captain Holly Rimmer at the local barracks. I kind of feel like I need to take this. That's horrible. And then finally, Umbra droppings. This sounds like an Umber Hulk. Sewer scouts find clear indications of an Umber Hulk presence. To prevent further damage to the infrastructure, we call upon adventurers. Yep, that sounds like an all of us thing. Okay, so what is on the table? I'm going to go ahead and say for now, let's not pursue Abbie Walker, but I'm going to ask about her as we go. I'm not really going to be focusing on that one. I know where Roshbar is, and I feel like this is going to be something I want to do in conjunction with the monster one. Okay, so we have giant enemy crabs. We have grave request. We have monetary distress, package delivery, and the teeth killer. Those are the big ones that I am looking at.
All right.
What happened to me?
Nothing. I copied and pasted some tokens, and those tokens had inspiration and disadvantage markers, and they sort of just had a mind of their own, so don't worry about that at all.
Did they add it to me? Because I feel like I didn't have disadvantage on it.
This is like an old token, because remember, your character stays intact, but like your little icons on your token do not carry over from screen to screen.
By the way, I'm looking at, I just want to double check to make sure, and I only have one inspiration on, so okay. I just want to be clear about that. I have it listed here in my bio whenever I get anything.
Excellent. Good. That's the right way to go about things. All right, so that's a variety of options. You also, of course, have everything that's just, on the map in your local area. You've got the Low Lantern, which you guys have visited multiple times.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
In order to track down Emmerich Van Thempor. You are
Yeah.
somewhat close to Madame Maisel's meat pies and the old Rancid Randy's, which is being taken over by the local kingpin. What would you like to do?
You have mentioned Madame Maisel's meat pies too often for me to not want to go check it out, I feel. There was the Harborside Hospital, and there was a reason that was brought up. I forget what the point of it was. There was something going on there. And there's a Chipper Quipper. Oh, there's Insight Park. Yay, Insight Park. I've always wanted to check that one out. Another time, I feel. Okay, so the crabs are down to the right. So I feel like I could start there and work my way out. But we have Grave Request. That is at Fiddler and Kent's, which is up in Heapside. We have the Monetary Distress. Okay, that is at Honey's Bakery. Where is Honey's Bakery?
I, again, am not sure if I actually placed that on the map, but I am inclined to place it in... Sea Tower is a little bit unloved. I might put it in Sea Tower. Let me check. Let me see if I've got it down anywhere. Monetary Distress.
It could be out in Stony Eyes. It's a bakery.
Possible. Give me 1 sec to look around my map. See if I find it.
Absolutely.
I need a Control F for this because there's so much stuff going on.
Right?
While I work on that, what else you got?
Oh, and where is Captain Holly Rimmer? Is she? It says at the barracks. Is that past the escape barracks or is that somewhere else?
I'm gonna say go to the Sea Tower.
Okay, so that's a Sea Tower. So that is.
Or you could go to like the Wide. Either of those, or not the Wide, but the Watch Citadel. I'll allow you to check in that quest on either of those locations.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, Watch Citadel or Sea Tower. Very good. All right. So I think at this point, what we're looking at is that here's my plan of attack, mate. From where we are right now, I am going to head to the Elfsong Tavern. I'm going to see if Tarina is there. I'm going to get a little bit of information from her and also find out if she has overheard, since it's been at least an hour since the whole Joplin's incident, if what kind of information she's basically get a little chatty chat with her, because I feel like it's going to help me in a lot of ways. Then I am planning on heading over to the Blushing Mermaid, picking up Captain Deadeye, and then probably grabbing the Purple Worm and Fiddler's Kent while I'm there. If we have more time, I'm probably going to head on down and see if I can get some giant enemy crabs.
All right. So you're going to head over to the Elfsong Tavern?
I'll head on over to the Elfsong.
Okay. I'm going to rule that it took some time to have all these conversations.
Also, what is the one-way in? I see like a quest marker here.
You have not dealt with the one-way in yet. That is something Umberto dealt with. You went through there, actually. You went through there because you needed to get a sewer entrance, and you learned from Umberto that it was a guild sewer entrance. It's a ramshackle old house that's serving as a home for orphans, where a lady named Lucky takes care of all these orphans, and it turns out that's where Umberto grew up.
I heard about. Oh wow, really?
Yes.
So he grew up in Baldur's Gate, and he's all about Elturel, huh?
He was plucked from the streets by the High Overseer, Krieg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Krieg!
Okay. So he's been doing
a quest there, or is that just an important location?
There's a quest for Umberto. You don't have a quest there. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
First, no worries, no worries.
That's very good.
All right, give me 1 moment.
Oh, hey, mate. Is it possible to update the icon to being more friendly?
Yes, I can do that. But give me a moment before we do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
As we are moving to the Elfsong Tavern.
Yeah.
Let me drop you in your marching order on the map.
I don't see anything.
Correct, because
that's the day.
Because I have not dropped you on the map yet.
Oh, very good.
You are.
Hey, Skuna, long time no see.
Yep. Skuna, she will move out of the way and give you access to the tavern.
Very nice.
Graphically upgraded.
Oh, very nice. Hello there, graphically updated tower. Oh, I can't enter.
Let me open that door for you.
Oh, very nice. Are there windows on the outside of this place, or 9?
Yeah, there are windows. If you move around the map, you'll be able to look in those windows.
You know what? I'm gonna leave Darren right here for now, but he's like right next to me. He's just on my shoulder. And I feel like Rhea is just gonna flank me as we move through here.
Okay.
Okay. I see Redbeard the pirates. I see What is this? What is a clank?
Clank? Clank is he's either an animated suit of armor or yeah, he's an animated suit of armor that protects the Elfsong Tavern.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. There are a lot of names in here. Okay, I feel like I could either start getting to know some people, or you know what? Yeah, I think I should get to know some people. I'm going to first head upstairs to meet with where I believe Tarina hopefully is.
Yep. You head on up the stairs, and I will transport you. Do you want Rhea to stay with you, or do you want her to like stand by the door?
Oh, it's upstairs though, right?
Yeah.
I'd like her to come upstairs with me. Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to leave her by her lonesome right now.
In this den of scum and villainy. All right, Tarina, as usual, holds court over the Baldur's Bones table, rolling dice with all sorts of folk. Is she cheating? Maybe.
And I'm just going to go ahead and take a seat, although it looks like all the seats next to her are taken, so I will...
There's like one seat. There's one seat right there. Also, on this screen, you should be not so small. Whoop. Whoop.
What was that?
On this screen, you shouldn't be so small, so I have upsized you.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm a real boy. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just drop myself between this commoner and whoever this Jarvis person is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like Rhea to do that thing where she's kind of like standing behind me and making sure that nobody like tries to look over at my cards or anything, whatever we're doing. You know?
Okay. Yeah, she's got your back. Jaris is
I have entered the Shadow Realm. Don't worry, I shall return once I find the information I'm looking for. Okay, I can't find it. I'm lost.
What can't you see? Matt is frozen. He's having some trouble with his internet, but he's upgrading to an Ethernet cable in the near future, which should improve his situation. Can you hear me now?
I'm here. I've returned from the Shadow Realm. I found nothing.
Okay. This is the person that you are sitting next to. Jaris. I just popped him up on the screen. I'll press that button again.
Ah, there we are. Ooh. Okay, interesting.
Yep.
Is loading because I'm taking a while to load, or is there nothing in there?
Loading is because it's taking a while for you to load.
Gotcha. Just making sure. Ah, there we go. Oh, okay. Oh, this is a rough and tumble kind of fellow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Cool. I like this person. I mean, at least as far as I can tell.
Yep. He is sitting around, gambling. Roll an insight check. Did I lose you again?
No, you didn't lose me. I'm looking for my insight check, and it's horrible.
She should not have advantage. I will turn that off. But we'll keep the 13.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, Rhea's with you. Every time that the ghost of the tavern sings, Jaris sort of looks up over his shoulder with a furrowed eyebrow, adjusts his position, looks over his shoulder, and then settles back into playing. He has a beaded armband of elven design that he's wearing, along with his sort of like wilderness travel pants, his trusty spear, so on and so forth. He's pretty carefree and joking and drinking, but you definitely get the impression that he's somebody who could do serious business as well. Tarina gives you a little as you walk into the chamber.
Yeah. And I'll just kind of do one of those, Riker leg over the back of the chair, sit down, and all right, everyone, what are we playing?
The usual. What are you in for? She rolls the dice between her fingers.
Oh, wow. I am actually sitting prettier than I thought. What seems to be the buy-in? As I look around the takes, what are we seeing? A lot of silver, a lot of gold, a lot of copper. What are we seeing?
It's mostly silver on the table, so people are playing with a decent amount of money. You know, those are real wages down there, but it's not, you know, ridiculous money.
Yeah. I will do twice what the buy-in is. I want to be flashy, but not overtly flashy.
Okay. Do you have proficiency with gaming sets of any kind?
I don't, but I'm very sleight of hand.
All right. First off, roll 3d6.
I'm on it. We are rolling the dice. Master.
All right.
3, 3, and 5.
You got an 11. Tarina has 9. And Jaris has 13. The action is on you. Do you want to roll an additional dice? Remember, if you go over, it's 21, but with dice. So if you bust over 21, you lose. And I'll allow you to use your sleight of hand to cheat as well.
Yeah. Do I roll 3d6 again, or is it just 1d6, or how does that work?
You roll an additional d. It's basically hit me in blackjack, where you roll an additional d6. It gets added, and if you go over 21, if you hit 21, you're good. If you go over 21, you bust.
All right. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to roll 2d6 because it keeps going me, or does it go one order at a time?
All the action is on you. You hit until you decide to stay, and then it moves to the next person. All right, so you have a 16. You want to hit?
Damn. Hell yeah, I do. Are you kidding me?
Roll 1d6 on a 16. You have a 19. Do you want to hit or do you want to stay?
On 21, I am going to stay.
You want to cheat?
Nope. No cheating at this time. I just want to see how things go.
All right.
Every single time I show up at this table, I roll up, I cheat, Tarina covers me, and it just looks bad. Just roll out what I got.
All right. Jaris is going to hit on a 13. On a 17, he's going to hit. He has a 19. He looks over at you. He'll stay. Tarina is on a 9. She's on a 13. She's on a 17. The game pauses as everyone stares in confusion, wondering what's about to happen. A 17. An 18. A 21 exactly.
Yeah.
All right. She cleans up. Subtract 5 silver from your coin.
Really good with that. I didn't get a chance to because of the way that we were rolling it, but I was saying when she was like pausing to see if she wanted to go through with it or whatever, Darius was gonna do a not so subtle like.
You went into the Shadow Realm exactly when you were going to narrate the not so subtle thing.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Heading on anything? Yeah. Store. Okay. Chapter Lilia. But yes, I would like whatever you're gonna get.
All right.
Did you catch that, Nate?
No, I didn't. It was like a not so subtle.
Oh, no, I was saying like a not so subtle. Do it. Do it.
All right. She cleans up. Jaris sort of stands up and walks to go back downstairs to get something more to drink. Some of the other commoners disperse a little bit, allowing you to have a moment with Tarina.
I'd like to have Rhea subtly, as best she can, keep an eye on Jaris.
All right. If to do so, she'll need to go downstairs. Are you okay with that?
Totally fine with that.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and move the two of them downstairs.
Also, quick question. Does Tarina like Darren?
Darren the Hawk?
Yes, Darren the Hawk.
I don't know if they've met.
I've had him for a while, and I've been here since then.
Oh,
We had like an interaction that I failed.
Let's see. She doesn't mind him, but she doesn't have any particular affection for him. It's like, oh, you got a parrot. Proper pirate.
I am going to have Darren perch up on Rhea's shoulder then.
All right. Darren is now mecha riding Mecha Shiva with Rhea.
Yes, exactly. And
All right.
I'll saddle up a bit closer to Tarina. I'm going to put my back to the commoners that are behind me.
All right. As you do that,
I don't know if they're actually commoners. It's a commoner.
Tarina says, I ever tell you the story of Starfish Sam there?
I think you mentioned it once, but I'd like to hear it again.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of reasons that we called him that. But anyways, his reputation notwithstanding, he was starting to get suspicious of me out there on the crew. I caught him poking through my things, snooping around, following me. So, she grabs a piece of rope. The next time he climbed the rigging, she does a quick little with the knot. There was a little something wrong with his rope. She holds it out. It looks pretty solid. She gives it a tug. She swings it slightly to the side, and the whole thing comes apart. Bastard keel-hauled himself.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we pulled him out of the water, but he was never quite the same upstairs. Here, you do it. And she throws the rope at you.
And as I'm taking a look, I remember, you had me do this last time, and I wasn't so good at it before, but I have been practicing. I have not been practicing. And I attempted again.
Okay.
What would this be?
Either proficiency in water vehicles or sleight of hand.
Oh, yeah, I'm bullcrapping my way through this whole thing. As a 9.
She laughs at you and says, all right, you owe me a drink after that terrible performance.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Come back with that and we can talk.
I'm going to go get the drink. I'm assuming at this point I know what she wants.
Yeah.
It's whiskey, right? It's always whiskey.
It's whiskey. It's always whiskey.
All right, I bring back 2 whiskeys, and I want to sit down and have not a long conversation. I want to basically catch her up on what happened at Jopalin's, let her know the steps that we're taking to make sure that is going to be an easy transition, and to find out if she's heard anything down the grapevine.
Okay. First off, because of previous interactions with her, you had a bonus on that. So even though you flubbed the sleight of hand check, she still, your relationship rank with her has increased.
Oh, good. Because I was going to say, I think it was every time I failed, I got a better chance the next time or whatever.
Yeah,
so, okay,
exactly.
Cool.
So your relationship still, your camaraderie resets, but your relationship rank goes up, which is worth some XP. So I will add that in. Whiskey is going to cost you 5 silver pieces for a whole bottle. So it's probably like 1 silver for a whiskey shot, essentially.
Yeah, I'll drop 2 silver for the whiskeys.
Yeah, go ahead and take care of that.
Boom, done.
And then you come back up. And the 2 you sit down, she cheers you, knocks it back. So what's going on? I heard you were out there making a mess again.
Yeah, as things stand. And I go into a bit of a intro about how things are up in the high city, and I don't know if she actually knows I'm trying to do one of those things where she's like, oh, yeah, remember Starfish I told you? I'm like, oh yeah, you know how it is, up in the high tower. And trying to kind of give it back to her a bit when she's dropping like, oh yeah, this is all this cool boat stuff that you obviously have no idea about, but I'm going to pretend you have some clue about what I'm saying, and so I'm going to be doing the same thing with my Patreon.
All right, you're farming for clout essentially.
Farming for clout, razzing her a bit, that whole thing, and I go on to explain that considering what is happening in the state of Baldur's Gate and the changes that I'm trying to bring about, having a base of operations in the high city was not the best thing. It was all I had at the time. And I figure, why not do a little good for the great people of Baldur's Gate while I was at it? And honestly, I think I'm going to make a better Kingpin than Jopalin was. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Kingpin's an interesting choice of words, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, we're working our way there. Everything's in steps. You know what I mean? So, speaking of which, Tarina, I know that you know your way around. You're pretty excellent in the way of the musings of the guild, and I was kind of hoping that I could maybe get more than just a little help from you from time to time. maybe see if you could be somewhat of a official liaison between my group and the guild. I want to make sure that we stay in good standing. I don't want, even though we're going to rebrand, I don't want Jopalins to end up being any less of an asset to the guild than it was. We're just going to be kind of changing the direction of things a bit, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's going to be a hard damn sell to the guild and to yours truly. I mean, I'm happy to help out, but I'm not a charity. You realize that, right?
I mean, like, of course, coin. I know how these things work. We've got it. We're getting more of it, and like I said, we're there is no intention for Jopalins to be anything less than what it was before, and perhaps it could even grow beyond what you had originally been benefiting from. I mean, sending a couple people to a skooma den, is all well and good, but actually having something where people can go to and find respite, when they're running from the cops, or when there's rival gangs afoot, having a neutral ground is a lot better than just trying to, convince Jopalin to let you hang out in his area. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right. I hear what you're saying. Look, I'm not going to mince words with you. You have caused quite a stir with the local power structures. The clergyman is going to want to have words, and it might be better for you to talk to him before he decides to talk to you.
Which is exactly why I came to you. Again, I'm this world, is a glorious one, and I'm only, so far deep in it. I'm a little bit here, a little bit there, and I need to make sure that I have someone like you who knows a bit more about how to handle these things. And so that's why I'm proposing that we improve the standing of our relationship. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you did already buy me a drink, so that's step one, right?
Well, but I'm thinking, what if I bought you a drink, every day as long as you're in my employ? And by drink, I mean, that bit of whiskey is filled with a good bit of coin at the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'd be more than happy to consult on your behalf, or if you make it worth my while.
And that's exactly what we're here to talk. I want to find out what is worth both of our time and effort in this.
All right, let me take a look at some rules real quick while she mulls this over.
Yeah.
While I look this up, is there anything else in particular that you are looking to get into?
Mostly, I want to just basically pick her brain about some of the jobs that I am either taking or planning to take, like those bounties. Find out if she knows anybody in here that has heard anything about Abbie. Basically, find out if there's anything more that she might know about Hammerfist. Just basically picking her brain for some of the more seedy stuff that I've been looking into. Stuff like that.
First off, she'll join you for 10 gold a day. I think it was at that exact moment, shocked at the sticker price, that the internet itself recoiled in terror and fear.
Dead.
Yes. Sticker shock will do that. Let me know when you're back.
In the bad place.
Oh, wow, you're super dead. Are you less super dead now?
Joe, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I think you said she'll join you for 10 gold a day. Is that what you said?
Yep, that's the price to like hire her on a long-term basis, like to have her join your team and work for you.
Now, what is that going to entail? Because I'm assuming that she is not the most able fighter, considering she had signed us up to try and stop Captain Deadeye from getting her skills lie elsewhere.
Yeah, I would describe her toolkit as a spy.
Yeah, okay. Now, 10 gold a day is pretty damn steep. That is a rather large payout.
But that's like she works for you now. That's like she's a member of your faction now. If you want to arrange something else, you can arrange something else.
Okay, but like for instance, like I guess what I'm going for here is that much like what I'm trying to do with Captain Shrimp Toes, she is part of our crew. She's not going to screw us over, and she's going to be, fighting to the best of her ability to make sure that things go well for us as a whole. Like basically making sure that this transition with Jopalins goes well. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, like for 10 gold a day, you literally are hiring her. You can send her on missions. Like she is full-time working for you for 10 gold a day. Less than that, you might be able to arrange some sort of a consultancy, contracting, advisory role.
So here's what I want to propose. What I want to propose to her is, much like she did for us when she first hired us, it's like a trial run. She didn't, give us full, like, oh yeah, we're good to go, we're off the bat. And even though our relationship is improving, I am inclined to put her through a bit of a test. What I want to do is say, hey, look, we're building up our organization as things are right now. As I proposed, there's definitely a place for you. It's something that I want, something that I think would benefit you as well. Here's what I'm proposing. We start off with making this not a permanent job, but a pay as you do gig. So I am wanting to hire her on as a consultant. What I'm thinking is I will pay her an upfront cost, and then as she completes her duties, she'll get more. And then if it turns out that things go well enough for all of us, then the hire on becomes permanent. That kind of thing.
So you're looking to basically bring her on not as a retainer via Matt Colville's rules, but to pay her on retainer like a lawyer you keep on retainer. Here's a bunch of money, and then when I have work, I will pay you on that basis.
And my thought is, because if I was doing like just 10 gold a day, over the next 10 days, that's 100 gold. I might only use her for a couple of jobs. What I'm thinking is like, look, while we're getting things settled before we are actually established, I'm going to give you like an upfront. I'm thinking I would do an upfront cost of like, hey, here's 25 gold. And basically you and I are entering like a kind of loose partnership saying, look, going on, I'm basically paying you 25 gold to make sure this Jopalin problem and me taking over goes away. And if there are particular things that come up, like expenses, I will help pay for those expenses as long as it goes towards, and you can ensure that it's going towards the completion of this task. And so it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm saying, look, I'm going to give you a little more than your daily value up front, but I need to see results. And as long as we are working together, the intention for both of us is like, look, she gets a good chunk now. And if this ends up being a bigger thing than she's willing to do, it's kind of like a deposit. She's like, look, I'm out. I can't do this. Then I get my money back. And neither of us ended up going through with this. But if she proceeds forward, I'm thinking it starts 25 over the course of the next 5 to 10 days as she does this with me. Maybe she needs a couple gold here and there, but I hopefully don't end up paying for more than half the cost of what it would be like to hire her. And it's putting her through kind of like an intro, like, hey, let's see how well you do. And if both of us are satisfied by the end of this, then bam, we can move into a permanent contract.
Well, she's not willing to work for less than her day rate. She is willing to be for 25 gold, she'd be willing to work for you for 2.5 days, or to half-assedly work for you, using some of her time for 5 days.
So considering our improved relationship, I think we're ranked 3 now. Is that right? Would I be able to try to persuade her that, hey, for a buddy, for a friend, for someone that's done you a service and now is preventing proceeding with further work, would we be able to work something out, kind of a thing?
Roll persuasion, but Tarina is heavily coin motivated. Like, the fact that she's already willing to talk to you for just buying her cheap drinks and stuff is an outcropping of the fact that she likes you.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
But like, her literal number one motivation and bond is money.
Yeah. All right, well, let's just see what God intends. God intends no. Okay.
7. You get a bonus for the relationship, so she's not offended and she's not going to spit in your drink. But,
okay.
She's like, look, just because, we're not getting married here, right? You need me?
Oh, no.
Throw some cash at me. I'll work for you for as long as you paid me for, and then, I'll go back to taking these idiots' money. We can do a case-by-case thing, job-by-job thing. That's fine, but I'm not going to take a decent pile of money up front, and then this turns out to take a whole goddamn 10-day, you know what I mean?
That's understandable. It's understandable. Okay. Then, at that point, I need this done, so we're agreed. As long as I need you making sure that you make this problem go away from me, Tarina. But I trust you. I pull out let's just say I'll drop 30 gold right now.
Okay.
And say I am going to be either at the High Hall or preferably at what used to be Jopalin's. You should be able to either meet me at either of those places or leave a message. Actually, let's just say Jopalin's. Yeah. What used to be Jopalin's. Meet me there. If I'm not there, leave a message. I give her my itinerary for today. I'm planning on. I don't mention Captain Deadeye. I basically let her know, like, I'm planning on doing some jobs. So I'll probably be busy, until this evening. But now it seems like as I pass her the gold, it seems like you'll be busy as well. So I'd like daily updates, if you don't mind, making sure that everything's moving according to plan. And if there needs to be a meeting set up with this clergyman, I need you not only to get it ready, but groom me for it. Make sure that I'm ready for this. Or if it needs to be one of my associates who is doing the meeting, however it works out, just let me know what I need to do.
Absolutely.
Alrighty then.
She pockets the nice pile of gold and downs the rest of her drink. If there's nothing else you need, she'll get to work.
Okay. And mate, I wanna roll an insight here.
Mm-hmm.
If I just do a not too forward, considering like if the moment feels right, a friendly like as I get up, kind of give her like a peck on the cheek or something. Is that I want to see if that would be something that she would absolutely throw down for, or if it seems like the mood is right considering our business / improved relationship arrangement.
All right, roll it.
Okay.
You have no clue. Much like me in college.
Yeah, much like all of us in college. Darius is of college age, so he is about to do it and then thinks better of it and goes, you know what? No, maybe the signs aren't there. I don't think maybe I'm reading too much into this. And he just takes the empty glasses and I think he gives her a pat on the shoulder and very awkwardly leaves.
I love it. All right, you're heading back downstairs?
I'm heading back down there. Oh, by the way, before I leave, I would have asked, hey, is there anybody in here that, she didn't give me any information about any of the people I asked. I'm assuming this all happened before this last, I feel like this is a good way to end the conversation.
Yeah, who else had you asked about? I forget.
It was the 2 bounties.
All right.
Specifically, Annie.
Abbie Walker?
Yeah, sorry, Abbie, are you okay? Not Annie, are you okay?
Yeah, she gets a little grin. She says, there's a distinct chance that I might have some inkling as to the location of Abbie Walker.
Is she a friend or a commodity to you?
I barely know her. I have no emotional attachment whatsoever.
Okay, so is this a, hey, you're willing to let me know from one friend to another, and he taps his money bag?
Well, I mean, from one friend to another, obviously, as part of the process, I'd be inclined to part of the reward, right? You cut me in on the bounty, and I'll give you a hot tip. Are you unfrozen now?
How about this? What if I hire you? I'm unfrozen now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're about to move into the hiring thing, like, hey, if we end up working together, if we're allies, then you would help me, wouldn't you? Right? That would be a thing that would happen.
Oh, well, I mean, look, I know there's a ton of money on the line. I know that this is above and beyond. It's not my job to watch you walk away with a huge payout and then, just take like 2% of that.
Well, of course, but if you're working for me, you're definitely going to get that payout, right?
I don't know, am I?
This is the trust thing, Tarita. That's exactly it. As long as right now, I'm planning on, I think we're going to be entering into a rather nice working relationship. And as long as you're working for me and things are going well, you're going to get a cut of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you really are touchy-feely. Let me put this out on the table. I want 20%.
20%. How about this? I'll give you 25%, but I want a favor as well. Good faith between the two of us. I want to make sure that you're doing me a solid now, and I'm going to pay you for it and make sure that since you're getting quite a bit just by giving me some information, then you make sure in the future if I need something, then you're there for it.
You're not that touchy-feely. Okay, 25%. I'll do you a favor only if the money comes through.
Absolutely. This is totally dependent on if it gets through. So, and he saddles his hand over. We got ourselves a deal.
All right, she'll go ahead and take it with a grin.
I am going to do that little thing where, like, you shake someone's hand and you do that little, like, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right, that she goes,
and Darius kind of like slams the table, like, my dad got me with that when I was a kid, and I do it to everybody, any deal I make. So be ready for it.
Yeah, that's going to get you real far around here. All right, look, let's say, for example, that I used to have a maritime profession of sorts. And let's say, for example, that I would know a pirate when I see one, right? And let's say, for example, that the infamous pirate Bristlebeard sitting downstairs is the worst pirate I've ever seen.
But you have seen
it. Yes.
Okay, you're going to make me have to... I'm not that bright, Tarina. You're going to make me have to piece this thing together.
Yeah, look, it's Bristlebeard, okay? Bristlebeard the pirate sitting downstairs right
Yeah.
now. That's Abbie Walker in disguise. Watch out.
I see. Okay.
She is not a pushover.
Um, okay. Secondary thing. Do you know if there's anybody here who would be down for taking a bit of a cut if they were to give me a hand?
Half the tavern could probably be bribed to that effect, I'd say.
Secondarily effect. When I walked in, it looks like the Elf Song got a new bodyguard recently. That bit of armor in the front.
Oh, Clank? No, he's been here for ages.
Oh, yeah, Amos, he's been here forever.
Exactly. He's my other sidekick. Been with me the whole time.
So I'm wondering if somebody does a little too much and wants to get, thrown out of here, will Clank just throw them outside, or will they literally beat them to unconsciousness to make sure they can throw them outside?
Usually they'll just try to eject them if at all possible.
But usually they got to rough them up first before the ejection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking, what if we could put together some kind of little charade that's Bristlebeard down there gets a little too rowdy and has to be ejected, but maybe doesn't want to be. And they got to rough him up a bit before, maybe soften things up to make it easier for yours truly to bring him in.
Look, if so the only reason that they would actually interfere, those guards are here to protect the staff of the Elf Song. They don't care at all about anyone else. They're just here for the staff. So if you can work that in somehow, then maybe you can pull something off.
But I'm assuming if they're destroying property, they're going to eject them as well.
Probably.
If someone walked up to my bar and started just tearing ass into it with their dagger, I'd probably be like, hey, you need to get out of here, man, or buy 2 drinks to make up for that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, that's fair. But like the most surefire way is if you can somehow get one of the staff dragged into this.
And again, I'm pretty close. I'm not like across the table with her. I want to make sure that I'm in a way where we're whispering a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have access to anything, a little more illicit, that could be used to, enhance the flavor of a drink, if you know what I mean?
Savor the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably has something.
Because I would be thinking that would help out quite a bit. Something that either could just straight up murk her, or something to just debilitate her, making it a bit easier for me and my associates to just convince her that it's time to...
Well, her skills are absolutely at your disposal since you just hired her for the next few days.
Yeah.
But supplies like this are not cheap.
By the way, I'm removing the 30 gold right now.
Excellent. Let me see what she has that would work. All right, no, that kills people, Carl.
I'm cool with that. We can do that.
Any poisons are super expensive. Like just all the poisons in the player's handbook, in the Dungeon Master's Guide, the cheapest one costs $1.50 a dose, and by $1.50 I mean 150 gold pieces.
And what it do?
Assassin's Blood. Man, I just closed it. Give me a sec. 257.
Yeah.
Assassin's Blood. It inflicts poison damage, and it gives them the poisoned condition for 24 hours.
Poison condition.
Yeah,
nice.
so disadvantage on attacks and skill
condition,
checks.
Yeah, poison condition, and then just straight up poison. Okay, and what is not that Darius could be like asking this, but how potent is this thing? What are we?
It deals 1d12 poison damage. Now,
mostly thinking like the DC.
Oh, got it. DC 10. Also, some guy just redeemed treasure, which I'm gonna go ahead and say is good for 1 dose of poison.
Oh. Well then, heck yeah, that sounds amazing.
What does Pale Tincture do? All right, so that's a slow killer. That's a slow killer poison. All right, so basically the Pale Tincture, it's a DC 16. It only does 1d6 poison damage, and it causes them to become poisoned, but it repeats every 24 hours until they save.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it gives them the poison condition?
Yeah, and they cannot... They have to make 7 successful saving throws. So it's like a long-term kill your target poison.
And is that like an inhale or an ingest?
It's an ingested. I'm looking at all the ingested poisons right now.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean that one sounds pretty amazing because if anything, it'll make it easier to find them because they're going to be, for
Hmm.
the next at least 7 days, they're going to be, that's if they save every day.
If only you still had the potion of purification.
Oh my God, no, right.
It just makes people.
That would be very easy. Like, hey,
Hmm.
friend,
Hmm.
make some loopy is all get out. Okay.
So yeah, I will cover 1 dose of torpor if you want.
Yes,
Or no, not
absolutely.
not torpor, the pale tincture.
Pale tincture. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pale
Yes,
tincture.
1 dose of that for some guys. Treasure.
Heck yeah, let's do it. Pale tincture. I love
All
this.
right, excellent. And do you want her to take care of the drop, or are you doing the drop?
And now the plan after that would be to basically, Tarina. I'm wondering, would she know? Are the patrons bribable to like say, hey, I've got a nice flavoring I want to add to this person's next round, or are they completely against that kind of thing?
The staff is not going to drug somebody on your behalf. They have a reputation to uphold.
Okay. Um, okay. What I would like to do then is my plan here is
Mhm.
to get me and my buddy Darren to go sit down and have drinks with Bristlebeard. Uh, the overall idea is to have me get into a good interaction with them, get them hopefully deeper into their cups. By the way, are they drinking at all?
The Bristlebeard?
Yes.
You are still upstairs. I can take you downstairs if you'd like.
Before I do, I want to find out from Tarina and Bristlebeard. Are they a drinker? What are they doing here? Are they just kind of hiding out? Are they chilling? Are they planning something? Uh, you know, I know that they're probably a very decently skilled, thief in their own right.
Mhm.
What is it called? Oh gosh, the C word.
Not that C word.
No, no, no. A charlatan. There we go. Thank you.
Charlatan. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, are they drinking downstairs?
Generally speaking, they nurse a drink, but they don't, hardcore go in on it. I haven't really
What
seen them drink that much. They've always got their eye on the door.
about food?
Food? Yeah, gotta eat.
I think drink would be the. Wait, is this thing a powder or is it a dropper full of stuff? What are we looking at here? Or you can
Uh,
just make it on the spot.
it just says ingested, and it only takes a small amount. It's a tincture. What's a tincture? I believe a tincture is a liquid.
Yeah, it's like an
Yeah,
oil.
it's like a liquid that you sort of droplet onto things.
Okay. Then I think my plan is to see if Tarina has any more information about how Bristlebeard, the pirate, does their thing, how susceptible they are to being able to interact with people. Are they meeting somebody here? If she knows anything about that.
Mm. I've just seen Bristlebeard sitting in the tap room, keeping an eye on the door. I know that Bristlebeard is packing a crossbow, a hidden hand crossbow, and a rapier. What else does Tarina know?
How does she know? How does she know that Bristlebeard is Abbie?
I have a network of contacts, and also, again, she's terribly disguised. Ooh, I think there's one other piece of, just looking at this, there's one other piece of information that I might be able to give you.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Bristlebeard's room is right here.
I'm in the Shadow Realm.
Can you
I've
see?
returned from the Shadow Realm.
Welcome back. This, oh, nope, wrong button. This is not Tarina's. This is Bristlebeard's room.
Oh, they're staying here.
Hmm.
Okay. I have somewhat of a new plan. Is it locked?
Yes, it is locked.
Is this a busy street out here?
Yes, it's a fairly busy street.
Okay. Does this main room here ever empty out, like the common room that's up here?
Occasionally, not super often.
What I think I'm looking for here, I know Dark Tarina has pretty decent command of this room. I'm thinking if
Mhm.
we can go, hey, we need the floor kind of a thing.
Mhm.
If she can bark at these people, she's done it before to get them to head downstairs or something like that.
Yeah, that's not hard. She could
Okay.
probably get rid of him.
then I would like to do that, and then I would like to try and, as a burglar, break into the room.
All right, she does a. I can't whistle properly, but they all sort of finish up their games and scuttle downstairs out of the way. Gonna distribute.
And
go ahead.
I'd like to just kind of go to the banister here, where I can like look down over and then like give Darren like a, come on up here, buddy.
Okay. Darren, the White Hawk of Kionthar, swoops, rejoin you. Where the hell did Darren go?
And I think if I can catch her eye, she's next to Rhea. If I can catch Rhea's eye, I'd like to kind of give her like a look over towards Bristlebeard kind of a thing.
Okay. What would be a good skill for you to roll to try to convey something subtly to the Hell Rider, who is not a subtle individual?
I would like to use deception to, as subtly as I can, kind of do like a, hey, my eyes are looking over there. Look at you. Look with your eyes to the one.
Look with your special eyes.
Look with your special eyes.
Roll a deception check to convey secret information.
I have done so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call that a success. All right, she gets the idea.
Coolio. Special eyes idea. Okay, cool. And from here, I am going to be having Darren, the White Hawk of Kionthar, be watching. Let's see. Is this like a little pillow? I'm going to have him just
nestle down on the pillow.
Yep, nestle down on the pillow and just keep an eye here and give me like a little audible, like, warning, kind of stare them down and like, kind of get them all weirded out. And then give me enough time to like move away kind of a thing.
Chat has granted you inspiration for your special eyes.
My special eyes. Glorious. And as I'm about to get to work, I over the shoulder, kind of nonchalantly back at Tarina, like, hey, is this trapped, do you think?
She shrugs.
I will take just the... Basically, I'm going to say for Darius, he is, considering how not insanely bright he is, he's a rogue, he knows what he should do, and he kind of glances over and he's kind of like, unless it's super obvious, he doesn't usually pick it out. So I'm going to make a roll for investigation, but it's not like he's really, my idea for him is he's not spending a lot of time, he just gives it a quick look and goes, I don't see anything, and just kind of goes about it.
Okay, so you're doing an investigation check?
Yes. Yep, that's about as good as I thought it would go.
Okay. Yep, everything seems to be completely fine.
And normally I would describe what I'm looking for in case I stumble into it, but with a 4, I'm going to say I just give the slightest of looks and then begin.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to unlock the door with my special eye.
Roll a Thieves Tools check with dexterity.
Or yes, I have done so. An 18.
Okay. Honestly, pretty easy. Not difficult at all to break through. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Click, click. Nothing fancy. The thing pops open.
I will open it slowly. And what I will look for to see if there's some kind of like thing that ducks down on me or some kind of wire at the top of the door as I start to open it.
All right, none of those things happen. But one
I
thing.
lost you. No!
Check, check.
No!
1, 2. Check, check. Are you back from the Shadow Realm?
Trust me, I believe.
Waiting for you to come back from the Shadow Realm. All right, you're back?
I'm here. Yes.
All right, great. A fireball detonates.
Oh.
Centered on the door.
Where does it detonate from?
The door. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that thing that you just said. Okay, very good. This is working out super well for me. I'm very happy this is happening. A 14.
A 14. You successfully save, taking half damage. Roll a dexterity saving throw for Darren, the White Hawk of Kionthar.
Now this, I am not very happy about. I regret not putting in here like I was going to, but hey.
He had to be on the little pillow, right?
He had to be on a little pillow. I mean, I didn't expect, first of all, there to be a fireball on this door.
That seems reasonable, right? One doesn't usually expect a goddamn fireball. Darren has also saved. Darren takes 1 health level of damage. You take 13 points of fire damage.
And I take... Oh, Jeeves.
You saved, so you take half of that.
Okay. Well, the jig sheevy up.
Yes, the jig is... Indubitably. The jig has expired.
Now, Tarina looks like she was not in... Tarina was not in the blast, it looked like.
Yeah, Tarina just barely avoided the blast.
Woo! Okay. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Take your time. There's a lot to deal with. Exploding.
So first of all, I look over at Serena when this happens. What is her immediate reaction?
She is behind the table. She just, like, even though she didn't have to make a saving throw, she still just dipped and jumped for cover.
Yeah.
Also, the Elfsong Tavern is on fire.
It is on fire. My immediate reaction for this is... I rush over to her, like, just immediately. And I confidently whisper, "You cleared the room out. Things got hot and heavy. We were making out. You pushed me against the door and exploded." And I run downstairs to go tell them that.
You see her go, and then you're already on your way downstairs.
Wait. I avoid the flames and I rush out and go. I'm like patting the flames off my body. Things exploded. And I, as I'm moving downstairs, I'm gonna say that I like ruffle my. I mean, I'm already pretty ruffled, but like I open up my my attire a bit. I will say at this point, I am in my more nice-looking Darius attire. So I open up my collar. I grab just a bit of lipstick from my cap and like put it on my neck. I make it look like I was, getting a little bit. I'm going downstairs, and then get to the bottom of the stairs, and I'm like, "Something happened! Get something quick! The top of the stairs is on fire, for crying out loud!"
Darren also gains inspiration from chat. Thank you, some guy.
And I specifically do not look at the Captain Bristlebeard.
Captain Bristlebeard is running. Absolutely is just like pushing their way past the bar, just shoving people aside. There's a fireball just went off, so everybody's, freaking out in general. But when you get down there, Captain Bristlebeard is just shoving people aside.
And I did tell Rhea to be on that, to keep an eye out for that.
Yep. So Rhea didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, imagine what you would do in that situation, right? As Rhea is a Hell Rider, she is just pushing her way through the crowd towards Captain Bristlebeard. Roll for initiative.
Okay. My idea, by the way, just to let you know, mate, I'm not planning on rushing this person down. I'm planning on keeping the facade here that,
So are you going to give chase?
The plan is not for me to give chase. I'm okay with Rhea keeping an eye on her, seeing where she goes to. Also, I feel like at this point, Darren, is my buddy. He knows. I think that Darren is going to fly over when you can get downstairs. He's going to perch up on, I was on fire. Oh God, this hurts. I escaped most of the blast by ducking behind the Dubois. And he is going to attach himself to Rhea Mantelmorn and basically make sure that as she gets close enough, I want Darren to, she can do whatever she's going to do. I told her to keep an eye on the pirate. I didn't tell her to, hey, go gank that pirate. So I don't want her to get killed. My plan, though, is to have her basically be the helicarrier for Darren, and once the pirate starts getting away, Darren flies up, keeps an eye on them, and tracks them until they see where they go.
Okay. Got it. So do not engage. All right, then we don't have to roll for initiative.
I do the Gandalf whisper, follow them, kind of a thing, and send Darren off.
You do a little moth speak.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And my plan is to be as, oh gosh, as set upon, look, my associate and I, things were getting a little bit hot and heavy, and we were trying to get into her room, and we ended up picking the wrong one. And as soon as my plan is to basically explain, hey, things were happening. We ended up entering into a arrangement that was beneficial to both of us, both monetarily and otherwise. You know what I mean?
You're talking a lot for a man who's in a building that's on fire.
I'm not doing that right now. I'm saying once we
Got
get
it.
the fire taken care of, and when they're asking what happened, I'm not chasing anybody. I'm making it. My plan is to make it look like, hey, we entered into a business arrangement. Things ended up taking a different turn. I wasn't entirely unappealing to me. And when we tried to enter a nearby room to kind of keep things on the low and low, one thing led to another. I got pushed into a door, and a fireball went off. That was like initial. My plan is to like be feigning initial surprise, and then also, what kind of establishment is this? You guys put fireballs on people's doors? This is ridiculous. I'm pulling the whole patriarch thing, like came down to this establishment to try and help the good people. Do you know who I am? Like that kind of a thing,
Okay, roll an intimidation check, a deception check, and a persuasion check.
Boom, I'm on it. And like you said, if we can use inspiration after the roll.
Correct.
Right?
After a roll, but before you know the result.
Very good.
And if that happens, you make a second roll that's not at inspiration, and we just take it that way. You know what I mean?
Perfect. All right. Deception the first. 17, I'm keeping it. Intimidation the first. 22, I'm keeping it. And you said persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
And persuasion the first. 15, I am gonna hold on to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Those feel pretty good to me.
All right. So Tarina dipped.
I hired her and she dipped.
Yeah.
I gave her my plan and she dipped.
Mm-hmm. She will.
Good to know.
Yeah. Like when you go upstairs, she's gone. That's the sum total of the information that you currently have available to you. You don't know where she is. You don't know if she's gone for good, if she's gone temporarily. You just know that she's gone.
If she's not gone for good, that would be awesome.
But yeah, she has dipped.
Okay.
Give me one moment. Okay. When you go, so first off, there's a hubbub. The people downstairs, some of them just absolutely scatter and run screaming. Some of them run, a few of them run to help. Skuna, the half ogre, is going to stay at the front. Clank's going to stay at the front. There's a general hubbub and commotion. You do a good job of just overall like asserting the story that you are trying to tell and giving your general huffiness. You notice when you get back upstairs, because I'm assuming you do want to go back upstairs at some point.
Yes.
The fire is largely extinguished. Roll a perception check.
Rolling a perception check. Where are you, perception? Booyah.
8. All right, yeah, the fire's out. That's about all the information that you have. A few people are upstairs now at this point. I would say that Willow Brownbug comes upstairs. All Nightly comes upstairs. Jaris comes upstairs. He tried to help as well. Alan Alith, the proprietor, comes upstairs. And let's see. No, that person's going to stay. That person's going to stay. Rhea and Darren dip to go, try to track down the Dread Pirate Bristlebeard.
Yes. Mate, I will say, when I ran down, gave the, oh my god, get up here. And then when I ran back, I immediately, dove, past the flames.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to, if the door is destroyed, I'm assuming it is, then no evidence, great. If the door is not destroyed, the lock is intact, I would like to relock the door before they all get back up here.
Okay, the door is destroyed.
Very good, cool. I don't need to worry about that then. And then as soon as people come up, I'm, putting out the fire and all that good stuff, helping out with that whole thing.
Okay, so everyone works together to rapidly extinguish the fire.
Yes.
I need to check some notes here. All right. Yeah, nothing else happens in that regard.
Okay.
So, all right. The folks of the tavern extinguish the fire. Fire has consumed almost the entirety of this room. It's all just, charred and soot in there. It was like a flash fire and then it burned, so it's not like collapsing, completely destroyed, but there was a good amount of fire in there.
When some windows get the smoke out, it's like really smoke.
Yeah, and everything was, it was like you lit all the bed sheets on fire and the curtains on fire and the furniture on fire, and if you can get to wood before it really catches, you can put it out, but like once it does catch, it's harder to put out.
Yeah.
People seem to trust your story, although there is, like I said, no sign of Tarina.
Yeah, that's not. But
and so you do not get in trouble, but people are sort of moving around the area. It's caused a panic. People are unhappy. What would you like to do?
I would like, first of all, to kind of be, part of my uppity, and I feel like basically my deception is like getting my story through. My intimidation is, making sure that I'm acting, very like, self-important, haughty, and like trying to make people kowtow, like, do you know who I am, kind of thing. And then my persuasion is making sure that I'm calming people enough to where it's like, okay, yes, you've done fine. I'm not going to come down on you, and
I'm not going to sue. My father will hear about this.
What I'm going to try and do as part of my intimidation or persuasion or a combination of the two. I'm going to say, look, this is ridiculous. You don't ensure the safety of your patrons. Blah blah blah. Look at me. My clothes are ruined. My hair is disheveled. My flesh is burned. Do you have some kind of salve or potion with which to cleanse us? You're lucky I'm not dead. That kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. That is a negative. They don't have any sort of a healing salve, but they are willing to offer you some fine elvish wine to keep you happy.
I will definitely take that fine elvish wine to keep me happy.
Okay.
And if at any point during this, when there's the chaos of, hey, there was a fire, and once they've made me nice and happy, I would like, if I can, to use my less like literally creeping around and more like slipping into the crowd and like being like unobserved,
subtle, flying casual. Yeah. You want to get into the room?
Yes.
Okay, roll stealth check.
I'm on it, boss man. Give me stealth. 24.
You easily slip in.
I will never, ever perceive or find any traps, but I will always be able to stealth.
Go ahead and move yourself into the room. All right. There is a burned, charred body against the far wall.
Body? Like a person body?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming that everything in here is pretty messed up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before I get to the body, I kind of want to do that thing where, like those of us who have seen or played that Among Us game, like the whole like, hey, there's someone to report. I'm putting myself in issue of not reporting immediately. I want to do a quick little search around the room to see if there's anything that wasn't just immediately destroyed, and then I'm going to shout, hey, there's a body in here, kind of a thing,
Okay. All right. So there's nothing, a quick search reveals nothing of importance or value. Anything must have been on the person of the occupant. You make the call and people come running in. Go ahead.
My plan is to move up to them and I want to inspect the person, see if they have anything on them that's of any import, and then I'm going to drag them out saying that I heard something in here. And then by the time I got there, they had expired. Or are they dead? Is it a dead person?
It's a corpse. It is a corpse.
Okay. My reason for coming in here is going to be I heard something while I was sitting by the fireplace drinking my wine, and but yeah, do I find anything on the person, on the charred horrible body?
Roll an investigation check.
Gracious.
One.
Yeah,
I would give you anything easy to find for free, and if there's anything hard to find, you are not aware of it.
Gotcha.
It's pretty burned, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. I take a quick look. Don't see anything of any obvious import to myself.
And you were looking for objects. You were looking for objects, right? You were searching the body for things.
Yeah. Specifically that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Nothing.
Mostly if there was a note tucked away in a pocket, anything that, or if I know they're probably pretty charred up, but if they look like somebody of import, things that would be obvious to Darius to like either look for or notice.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing on the body, and they are unrecognizably burned.
Are they can I tell if they what their ancestry is? Are they a human? Are they a
human?
Human, male, female.
Roll an intelligence medicine check.
The androgynous type. Oh gosh. Okay, it's intelligence medicine. I'm gonna roll investigation because that's a -1.
Okay.
So same thing. Yeah, a 5.
Yeah, burned beyond recognition. The body's pretty charred.
Okay. Very good. All right. I call it in, and I basically am like, oh gosh, please come quick, somebody. I heard a moaning, and now there's this, and they're not moaning anymore. Oh god. And I kind of.
All right. Jairus, Alan, and Willow they move in. They take a look at the body. Alan, the proprietor, swears. And Willow Brownbug, a pleasant little druid, I believe. Yeah, a halfling apothecary, a snooty halfling apothecary wearing a colorful cape. Walks up and does a cursory examination.
Ooh, they're gonna curse him. I like it.
Exactly. One moment, please. Let me just make some adjustments on the character sheet because it's all set to advantage because for some reason that's the way that things start out.
And I have Darius like slumped into the chair. Mm-hmm. He has like his glass of wine that he's like shaking. Like, are they going to be okay? That kind of a thing,
Yep. Willow examines the body, gets out some various herbs and dips them on there, and then this corpse has been in a state of non-life for multiple days.
Oh God.
Yes.
I don't go to the proprietor. You left a dead person in there for days.
Look, what people do with their rooms is not my business. Okay, look, it's my business to a certain degree, but it's not like I go up there when there's a paying customer in the middle of the night and I inspect the place. You wouldn't want that, would you? Come people barging into your private room that you paid for?
No, but if they've been in there for days, I'm assuming there's a certain type of stench that's been emanating. Do you just let anyone keep foul waste in their rooms?
Nobody smelled anything or reported anything.
Rather suspect, but all right. Where does Tarina stay? Is she on the other side of the place usually?
Let me see if Tarina actually keeps a room here.
Because I feel like the first time we were here, she has, but maybe she hasn't since then.
Mm-hmm.
Where did she go? She just went to her room.
Just close the door. Nope. Yeah, she doesn't stay here. She just plays Baldur's Bones here.
Okay. Well, Dan, do I know where she stays?
You do not. She's kept that secret.
Very, very good. All right, then.
All right, what else would you like to do?
Jairus and all of them came rushing from upstairs.
From downstairs.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. So unless she jumped out of a window up here, you said that I didn't see her when I came back up here, but I was at the stairs, so she would have had to have rushed by me. I know I'm not the most perceptive person. Mm. Did she rush by me?
You did not see her rush past you. You can roll a perception check and or an investigation check to see if you can notice anything.
Okay. Would it be well, okay. I'll try that first. Let me do a perception check to see if I would have just seen anything. Yeah. I think more so. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I look around. Obviously, I'm not the most perceptive, so I think I'm going to grab a couple of people that look a little more amiable. Possibly Jairus, since he looks like a good, perceptive gentleman, and I'm going to say, hey, did you see that woman that took a bunch of money from us earlier? We were interacting a bit. Did you see where she went?
No. His eyes narrow. And he starts looking around. He starts checking for tracks, little signs, Sherlock clues, that sort of thing.
Yeah, there was a bunch of soot and stuff. Maybe someone ran through something.
and he's going to do a survival check. He walks over here. This door is slightly ajar.
Well, it couldn't be a jar, good fellow. It's a door.
He looks blankly at you. He pushes it aside, moves in, carefully scanning the room. Looks at this window. This window is just opened and then shut. In haste. Speedily.
Oh.
Think she had something to do with this?
Well, all I know is she pushed me into the door when we were interacting, and then everything went to hell. She ran for it, I would assume, because I was dazed afterwards, came running downstairs to alert everyone of what happened, and then I didn't see her. I had assumed that she was a part of the crowd, and now she's not here. So I've known Trina for a bit. I don't believe she had anything to do with this, but it's just a little suspect that she ran off, is all. What do you know of her, my good man? I saw that you were playing at the table for a bit, and there was some winning, there was some losing, I would assume.
Well, he's good at playing Baldur's Bones.
That she is. It's my favorite thing about her. It's her bones.
Sure it is. He looks at you, just sort of, giving you eyes.
I would like to try to ascertain, if I can, I'm trying to kind of not butter him up, but definitely try and be a bit friendly with him. Find out what he's doing here.
Sure. Roll a persuasion check just to represent general niceness.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm being nicer than that, but okay, I'll think I went overwhelmed.
Yeah, apparently your snooty disguise attitude is not working well on him.
Yeah.
Like, what was he doing here? Drinking. He's a little taciturn. He doesn't say 5 words when 1 word will do.
Not that Darius super picks up on these kind of things, but seeing that he didn't get much information from it, he'll kind of get a little more somber and go, well, good sir, let me cut to the chase. I think you're a bit quicker on the draw in that regard. Are you a man of interest that would like to be in more coin? Is that the kind of thing that you do here? I would assume that you're not here just meeting a fellow up for a drink. This is Baldur's Gate, after all. You could drink a lot of places.
Well, I mean, ever since the Smiling Boar started to go under new management, I used to like that place. Hunting trophies and wood-paned walls and all that. Now it's all trendy coffee and fancy teas. Not the same.
Yes. No, not at all.
So, in answer to your question, I am just looking for a drink, but whenever my drinking money runs out, I'm a caravan guard by trade.
Ah, guard. Very good. Yeah. Can I size this guy up, mate?
Yeah, roll insight, unless you have a different skill in mind.
No, I think it would be insight. Okay. Yeah.
Right, what information are you looking for?
Basically, is this guy literally a guard, but like with some more, is he somebody that like I would actually find use in partnering with, or is he literally just a caravan guard with maybe a little more?
He's not a 1/8 CR guard. He's got sharp eyes and a keen mind. He's just did a little bit of tracking and a little bit of Sherlock sleuthing. And the way that he's dressed, it's all like fairly rugged, got some, not pelts, but some furs, some leathers, probably some creatures that he killed himself. His skill set, he is a scout as well as a guard. He knows the wilderness and he's got sharp eyes.
Gotcha.
And he knows his way around a city as well. It's just that he normally makes his life on the trail.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he's not somebody you would just hire to protect. He's somebody you'd hire to protect and to like run ahead and keep an eye out for trouble.
Gotcha. What I guess want to propose to him is, hey, I'm thinking about heading down to the riverbank shortly, and I have a job that involves tracking and bringing these exploding crab populations to justice. And there's quite a bit of money in it for those who can do so. Not saying that you don't know your way around these things, but I have some jobs and you have some skills, and I'm wondering if we might be able to work together on bringing such a thing to fruition.
Well, I'm looking for work. My standard rate is 5 gold a day.
Oh, excellent. So, mate, what I'm thinking about doing, my proposition here, if he thinks he can handle it, I would basically like to, since I'm the one who has the job and he has the skills, rather than me going and doing this crab thing, I'm thinking of hiring him to go do this crab thing. And my offer is that the reward, there's more information, but the reward is 5 gold per crab slain, possibly more. My offer is saying, hey, look, I have the contact. You go do this for me, and you'll get half the take.
I mean, at that point, he'd make more money if, like, okay, so you pay him 5 gold. He kills 1 crab. He makes 7.5 gold, you make 5 gold. He kills 2 crabs, he makes 10 gold, you make a little gold. He kills 3 crabs. It would have made more sense for him to just go kill the crabs himself than to take your offer.
Yeah, but you have no idea where this job is or what to do about it. That's the whole point.
Ha.
All you know is there's crabs down in the riverbank, and you have no idea who to turn this into or anything about it. If you want to go fish around for some crabs for a while, be my guest, and I'll head on down there, kill as many crabs as you do, and turn it into the person who has it, and you've got 3 dead crabs.
All right, let me check what he knows about giant enemy crabs. Also, the stream is dead, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a break in a moment, not just yet. We're going to take a break in a moment and restart the stream, see if it comes back. If not, we'll just keep going for the recording.
Copy that. Can I take like 5 minutes?
Yeah, you know what? Give me one moment. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We will be right back.
Oh, perfect.